almost there. The only thing you need to do now is actually assemble the vegetables and actually make it ready for when you make the bowls. And basically you just need to wash your bean sprouts, wash your mince, obviously wash your romaine lettuce and so forth. But you just need to chop the romaine lettuce and chop the cucumbers. Now, I have two types of cucumbers. I'm going to show you two different ways of doing it. I have the Persian cucumbers here, which in California we have immediate total access to it, and it's very cheap. I prefer this one if you have it, but I know growing up in Florida I didn't have access to it, so we'd have bigger cucumbers like this one, the American cucumbers. And there's two different ways of cutting it that I think you can do, so I want to give you options if you want it. So if you were to have these cucumbers, you would just cut the ends off, and because they're so small and so thin, you would just cut them in half and then just thinly slice it, right? And a great thing about this dish is there's so many veggies in it, so I have to say Vietnamese cooking is pretty much healthy, but it really allows you to eat a lot of vegetables, and it's so bright and fresh. Okay, so that's one way, and obviously that's really easy. This way, this one you cut this way, and then I usually cut just a thin line. Okay, so I think this is the Asian way or the Vietnamese way, but you just go like that and you just make a ton of incisions. So then, and then from there, so then that's two different styles, right? And then you just continuously do that down the line. So now our cucumbers are cut, and now comes our lettuce. Oops. So you have a choice. You can use heart of romaine, you can use red leaf, and this is just romaine lettuce. And obviously you just cut it into shreds. All done, and that's really all your prep. And now what we'll do is we will go to the stove and fry up our beef. Okay, so now it's party time. We're going to fry up the beef and lemongrass. So you want to turn the heat on to medium-high heat. Take a splash of oil. What you want to do is add your garlic and your shallots. I saved a little bit from earlier. It's about another 2 tablespoons or so. Add your onions. And you add your beef. Here, add a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more salt. Another splash of lemon. A little bit more salt. And some more sugar. Just a small piece. Flavorful. It's really good. So we are almost there. What I did earlier was I roasted some peanuts in the oven. Roasting it in the oven is actually a more even way to cook it versus on the stovetop, but you could do both ways. I just roasted it at 325 for about 10 minutes. And so what we'll do now is we'll just crush it, and then we can put our Bun Bo Xao bowl together. So I like to put it in a baggie. And you could buy the ones that are pre-roasted, but when you do it yourself, it's obviously super fresh and really good. Just make sure you let the air out or else it's gonna pop. You don't want that. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's pretty good. So traditionally, when people build the bowls at the restaurants, they'll put the veggies on the bottom. But if I put it on the bottom, you won't see it. So I'll show it this way so that you can see how it's done. But usually you can put the vegetables on the bottom, the bun goes on top, but you'd have to mix it up for you to see that. So just some lettuce here, and bean sprouts, cucumber, I mean, this is obviously not hard. It just takes some assembling and then you're ready to go. And I feel like the herbs are kind of personal. You can decide what you want, but usually it's some mint and some basil, and I'm going to add that here. Okay, and then we'll add our beef on top. Yum. And last, you sprinkle some peanuts. And then this is some fried garlic and shallots. You can also add yuju or the carrots if you want as well. Then yunukmam. It smells so good. Okay, yum. I'm gonna be full for days. It's gonna be messy, okay. It's really good. Very good. It's really flavorful. The nuoc mam really accentuates the beef with the lemongrass. You taste it in every bite. Yeah. Oh, that is really good. Tastes like home. Mom's is a little bit better, but good enough.